Welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. I just want to welcome those in attendance as well as those watching via our live stream. On behalf of NSG, I would just like to thank everybody for joining us on this very, very special day. My name is Dan Connect, and I have the honor of serving as the plant manager for our very new float facility right here in Luckey, Ohio. And we're gathered here today, as you all know, for the ceremonial lighting of our furnace. And this is a significant milestone on our journey to serve our customer. Certainly not the end of the finish line, the end of the process, but what I would say is it's a major milestone. And if you reflect back on 17 months ago, we had our groundbreaking in April of 2019. In this very spot where we stand was little more than a hole that were digging some 30 feet into the ground on a very flat, wet site to make way for this. And if you really reflect on that, it's amazing to get to the point that we are here today. What's even more amazing is we did it despite a global pandemic. We certainly didn't do that alone. We did that with a lot of collaboration and teamwork from many parties, not just NSG, but many partners. And Todd will say a few words about some of those partners today. But I just want to not just reflect on where we are on this critical journey, but thank you all in advance for the continuing sacrifices. There is still a lot of work to be done, but the reward is high to serve our customer First Solar. So before we get on to the event, I'm going to start with just a few introductions of the folks that we have here today. And I'd like to start with Mike Luckey. He's the Chief Manufacturing Operations Officer for First Solar. And as we always say, it all starts with a customer. Without a customer to delight, there's really no need for our existence here. So Mike, to take time out of your day, we really appreciate that. Next, I'd like to recognize Dick Altman, our Regional Director of Architectural Glass and Solar Products. I also have Connie Lafayette with us. She's our Global Key Account Manager for Solar Products. And I would say the team of Mike and Dick and Connie, they've worked tirelessly to make this a win-win partnership, and we're very blessed to be part of that. Next, I'd like to mention Stephen Widener, our Regional Director of Sales and Marketing, and also our Group Value Add Director. And again, Steve's been part of this from the ground floor of this relationship with First Solar, so we're very happy to have Steve here. And then I'd like to recognize Todd Huffman, not because he's my boss, but because he's the overall project manager for our solar expansion projects, and he's done a phenomenal job leading the charge to see this from site selection through all the permitting to keep us on track and be where we are today. And then I'd like to mention Sean Allen, our engineering project manager from the UK. Again, Sean's worked tirelessly, whether it was back in the UK on quarantine due to the pandemic or on here on site. He's been available through vacations, long hours, whatever it took to help us get the job done. And then I'd like to recognize some external partners. We've got the Toledo Engineering Company with us, just a couple of representatives, although the team's much larger. We've got Scott Slater, the chairman of TECO, and then we've got Doug Burgoon, the vice president of operations with TECO. So very happy to have them join us for this occasion. And I think last but not least, I really want to recognize the entire Luckey team. 17 months ago, we had 2 employees, and now we've grown. We've got the full salary team here, everybody that could be available. And really, without your hard work and sacrifice, we wouldn't be where we are today. There's a lot more sacrificing to do, so I'll thank you in advance for those continued contributions. And looking forward to the next phase of this. I also want to recognize the NSG group as a whole, whether it's the UK, the engineering team, or all our facilities here in North America. Everybody has really banded together as a team to get us to this point. So it's not just Luckey alone. There's been a lot of support from all of our North American facilities, and we'll continue to do so to ensure that we start this off on the right foot. Okay, so with that introduction, I'll just give a quick agenda. The first thing we're going to have is Dick Altman's going to come up and give us an overview of the project. Followed by that, we will see Mike Luckey give us a view from the customer. And then from there, we will proceed to the lighting ceremony. And then finally, we'll wrap up with closing comments by Todd Huffman. Again, I thank you all for joining us today.
Good afternoon. So I did not have an opportunity really to walk through Dan's or Todd's what they were going to say today, but I think you'll hear a pretty common theme from all of us NSG folks. Today is a very momentous occasion for NSG. I've had the privilege of being with NSG over 41 years. And this is the first time in those 41 years we have the privilege of lighting a new furnace. It's a really exciting time for us here in the NSG group. When I started, it was Libby Owens Ford. We were purchased by Pilkington, and now we're part of the NSG group, so it's a really exciting time for us. I would like to thank everyone for being here today. Many of you which are on live stream because of the pandemic, so we're glad to have you as well. It's a real time of celebration for us. This project represents a very key milestone for us in our strategy to grow our business by meeting the unique requirements of our customers and making sure we are adding value to their businesses. Specifically, this 500,000 square foot Luckey glass site is part of an overall $380 billion investment by the NSG group to support the growing solar market that our business has the opportunity to serve. We are also pleased to be adding approximately 150 jobs ongoing to operate the Luckey facility. Also, we've had the privilege of providing a number of jobs for those in the construction industry to also support the building of this facility. This project comes to the culmination of many years of hard work and close collaboration with one of NSG's key customers, First Solar, which is headquartered today in Tempe, Arizona, but had its beginning just down the road in Perrysburg, Ohio. We first started working with First Solar over 20 years ago. Dan mentioned Stephen Widener, who's also here today. Steve loves to tell the story when he was bringing glass samples to First Solar in the trunk of his car. Now we are supplying 3 full float tanks worth of glass to First Solar. We have worked very closely with them over these many years to get to the point where we are today, supporting each other's growth through a strong working partnership. The team here in North America has heard me say many times, the only reason we exist as an ongoing entity is because of our customers, and we need to focus on serving our customers each and every day. This new facility that we will be lighting here today is a perfect example of that. Without First Solar and our long-term partnership, none of us would be here today. I would like to thank the many people who have worked diligently over many years to build the relationship between us and First Solar, both NSG people and First Solar people as well. It has been exciting to support them in their growth plan as they have become a very, very strong company in the solar module market. Lastly, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to all of those that have been instrumental in bringing this physical structure to where it is today. First, I'd like to thank TECO. This is the first opportunity we've had to work closely with TECO on the construction of this site, and they've been a very good partner as we have been able to build this facility in what I would say is a relatively short period of time. As Dan mentioned, in April of last year, this was a field. Today, not quite today, but in a few days, it'll be a fully operating site. So that's been really exciting. We appreciate the support and commitment of the TECO team. Dan also mentioned the NSG engineering team. Many of you that are here are aware that we had some real struggles in getting some of the support to come from other countries because of the pandemic. Through a lot of hard work, both in the UK, with support from government officials here in the US, we have been able to get visas, and most of them are now on site to help support as we bring the facility up to working conditions. So very, very grateful for the NSG engineering team, and specifically Sean Allen, who's the project manager, who's also been a tremendous help and put in multiple hours over the past year and a half. Also, support from people here in North America. We've had great support from our other plants, from our R&D group, and elsewhere supporting this project. We've also had good support from the local authorities, the local community, the local government to help make this project a reality, and for that we're very grateful. And last but not least, I really want to thank the team here on the ground at Luckey. You have put in relentless hours and continue to do so, and will continue to do so as we bring this site up. So very much appreciated for all the work that you have done. As I said at the beginning, this is a momentous occasion for us in NSG. It is a very exciting time for us as we bring on this new facility. And now I would like to take the opportunity to introduce a friend and our partner, Mike Korolewski from First Solar. Mike.
Thank you, Dick. So, Dick didn't read my speech, just like he didn't read Dan and Todd's, but I think you're going to see a lot of common themes in it today. First of all, it's my pleasure and an absolute honor to be at this event today. I first want to start where Dick left off and continue to congratulate the NSG team, globally, locally, for all that you've done to bring this float to where it is today. When we came to you with our plans to expand our manufacturing footprint in Ohio, NSG responded like a true partner would, and what we see today is the result of that long and valued relationship. The fact that we can be here today and light this furnace is a testament to the ability of NSG to understand our business, our needs, and to deliver solutions around that. At First Solar, we often talk about making the most of every day so our customers, the communities, and the businesses that benefit from solar electricity can make the most of theirs. The way that I view this today is that now the 150 people working at the NSG Luckey Float will join over 1,500 associates at our facilities in Perrysburg and Lake Township in making the most of every day to help produce advanced solar modules that deliver the lowest carbon footprint available today. These are modules that power solar projects both big and small across the United States. Right? They're sitting in community centers, they're sitting in schools, data centers, factories. These are the modules that are going to help power America toward a cleaner, more sustainable energy future. This float is part of that. Right? This float underscores Ohio's role as the home of American solar. Right? Few people may realize it, but this is the only state that can claim to possess virtually the entire aspect of the PV solar value chain. From R&D to the largest manufacturing footprint in the Western Hemisphere, development, construction, operations, you name it. This is the premier solar recycling center, and Ohio has it all. Right? NSG's new Luckey Float adds to that. It's another vital element to the solar supply chain. The fact that this is NSG's first new factory in the United States in decades, right, demonstrates the inherent value that solar delivers beyond the obviously impact to a more sustainable energy future. Right? Northwest Ohio, in particular, has benefited from the billions of dollars. Dick mentioned this in the investment in hundreds of additional jobs as a result of our collective decision to double down on manufacturing in Ohio and expand our manufacturing footprint. Indirectly, Ohio solar manufacturing supports about 7,000 jobs across the country. We're talking about the jobs not only in Luckey, but the jobs that expand into your supply chain in Wyoming, Michigan, where the NSG sources, the raw materials to make the glass that we need. The trucking, railroad, warehousing, logistics jobs that are supported as a result of the need to ship the raw materials, our finished goods across the U.S. There are thousands of people that go to work every day to make the most of each day to enable the high production of a world-class solar manufacturing supply chain, and it's all here. At First Solar, we count collaboration as one of our key values, and a large part of our success boils down to being to to scale collaboration built on the foundation of a robust supply ecosystem. An ecosystem in which we're proud to have a partner like NSG to be a cornerstone. First Solar's vision is to lead the world's sustainable energy future, and we simply would not get there without the support of partners like NSG. I want to thank you for your partnership and thank you for inviting me today.
Okay, so now on the agenda you'll see we're going to go to the lighting ceremony, and Dick is going to light our new furnace for us. When we're done with that, we'll come back over here and I'll have a couple closing comments for us. Okay, all right, good. Looks like we're good to go. Okay, so again, welcome to everybody. Thanks for those of you who are joining virtually. It's nice being able to have that technology. So even these times of pandemic, we're still able to communicate with everybody that's interested. So and there is a little redundancy, but I can't help myself. I got to go into it. Dan talked about when we broke ground. I go back to when we actually closed on purchasing this property, which is a couple of years ago now, just under 2 years ago. And it was after a long and extensive search of different properties. We narrowed it down to 4 different states: Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, and Michigan. We narrowed it down from there to a site just over the border in Michigan, and then also this site, of course, in Luckey, Ohio. And there's a lot of reasons we ended up choosing this site. First of all, you've heard a lot about the customer first, and the customer is absolutely the first thing for us. And we're less than 10 miles right now from Mike and his organization's facilities, so that made it ideal. And there's a lot of other things that made this site really work for us. It was the efforts of a lot of different people that brought us here, and I need to spend some time and recognize those folks. If we look at the public arena, Jobs Ohio was key in helping us to locate at this location. The Regional Growth Partnership has been a great partner going through the whole process of finding the right site, acquiring it, and then going through all the permitting and all the work that needs to happen in order for it to actually take place. Troy Township trustees, Skip Recker, Matt Brinker, Richard Grulich, Linda Binnicker were key partners. Troy Township, City of Toledo, and the JED, which is a Joint Economic Development District, all key. Wood County Commissioners, Doris Henningshaw, Craig LaHote, Dr. Ted Bolus, were all instrumental in helping us to locate here. Congressman Ladd and Senator Portman were really helpful, particularly you heard Dick talk about getting the visas for folks to come and help us from the UK. I'll tell you, without their assistance, both Congressman Ladd as well as Senator Portman, we wouldn't have been successful in getting the support we needed. State Representative Gambari, State Senator Gavarone, Wood County Port Authority, City of Luckey, Mayor Corey Panning were always there to help us and give us advice whenever we needed. Dick mentioned TICO. I want to spend a couple minutes here and mention them as well, the TICO family, including Tricor. They were here from the very first day. I remember Jerry Potter working out there in a container. Where are you, Jerry? Somewhere here. I'm sure all the way in the back there. Yep, he was in a trailer out there, just with outhouse, and that was it. So he was here when we started breaking ground from day one. Scott, of course, Chairman of TICO, has been a huge aspect of this project and a big help. Very appreciative of his efforts, as well as Doug Ragoons as well. And then if we go to some of the contractors that work for both TICO and then directly for us, just a few of them. There's a lot of them, guys, so I probably won't touch them all. I know I'm not going to touch them all, but Rudolph Libby, Jim, has been here again. If you were here for the groundbreaking, they were the ones moving the dirt out there. That was Rudolph Libby and their contractors. RMF Neuter, IPS, and then many, many other contractors that have been here from day one. Dan mentioned it and Dick did as well, but I also want to recognize the Luckey team. You guys are part of something special here. I'm really proud of everything you've done so far. You're doing a great job. I know it's taken a lot of hours, and as I think Dick warned, it's going to be more hours. We're not through that, but I'm really proud of all the work that you've done so far and that you will continue to do. And then we've got some of the folks from downtown. We've got folks from other plants as well. You've also been a big help throughout this process, and of course the guys from Latham, and we have some folks here from Japan as well, Latham, England, group engineering team. So I really appreciate all of your efforts, and I appreciate your approach to the work, just tireless effort all the time. So thank you for that. I come in on the weekends to pop in, and you guys are here. I noticed that. It's a huge achievement to be where we are already after less than 2 years, to be looking at all of this and ready to start the furnace, and it wouldn't have happened without you guys. Also like to recognize Roberta Steedman, Zach Woodrum, Mick Schiavone. How'd I do? I got it. Okay, good. They were also a big part of making today happen, so I know that takes a lot of work also. So we have a long way to go. There's still a lot of work to do, but I'm really proud of everything that you've done so far. So please continue. So that's going to conclude what we have going for you today. We will have, and Dan and I have talked about this a little bit, but when we've got COVID behind us a little bit, we will have a proper open house, and we'll get your families in here as well so they can see what you're doing and have the right kind of celebration as well as the rest of the community as well. So that will happen once we're in a better position in terms of the pandemic. So it's a beautiful day. Please enjoy it. Thank you for coming out, and thank you for everything you've done.